Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm Mansi from Digital Pani, and I'm here to talk about our mission to tackle water pollution and scarcity at scale. So when we began Digital Pani about 4.5 years ago, it began with a very simple question, which is, why do 2 billion people not have access to enough clean water? And what we realized is that most of this problem is because 80% of our surface water is polluted by untreated wastewater from our buildings, from our industries. But at the same time, this problem is also the biggest opportunity, because if we're able to treat and recycle this water at scale, we can meet 65% of our urban and industrial water needs. Once we started digging in, though, we realized it's not so simple. Most of our water infrastructure actually doesn't work. So this is a typical example of a wastewater treatment plant in a building. What's supposed to be happening is that you get in all of this water from your flushes, your kitchen, your industrial process. You then have a series of different treatments. So let's say, for example, you're trying to cultivate healthy bacteria to feed on all this waste matter. And if all goes well, you recycle it. But the reality is that most of this process is very complex. For example, how do you grow healthy bacteria? And at the same time, it's being managed by operators that have little to no skill in doing all of this. And because of that, 75% of our infrastructure is actually dysfunctional. Now, this industry is booming, and there's a huge opportunity ahead of us to actually solve this. Firstly, it's mandatory to treat and recycle this water. Many industries have been shut down. Crores of fines have been placed on them for not being compliant with this. Secondly, the cost of water is rising dramatically, and the need to be resilient, to be able to meet your own water needs in-house, is rising as a result. We have customers paying 1.5, 2 crore rupees in water bills just per month if they're not able to get their wastewater working. So there's a huge market opportunity worth $3.75 billion in India and $20 billion globally if we solve this problem. So that's how we started building Digital Pani. And our solution essentially is, at the heart of it is a software which understands how to operate all this infrastructure. So we understand what it's supposed to be doing, we understand what it's actually doing by using things like sensors and computer vision. And then we actually operate plants at scale. We automate everything through our software. We tell people what to do, when to do, how to do, train them, manage inventory, manage maintenance cycles, everything involved in operations, all in one place. And now we are doing this at scale. We are already working with over 75 facilities across the country, in over 12 states now. We are treating more than 110 million liters of wastewater per day, and we're able to help our customers reduce water losses across the entire campus of an industrial building, even beyond wastewater. So just to give you an example, one of the segments that we focus a lot on is buildings. In buildings now, we've crossed over 60 installations. We have repeat business in every single sub-segment, whether it's airports, where we operate 4 airports now, warehouses, where we grew with Amazon from 1 to 8, hotels, residential, everything. And we're now able to give our customers results, like transforming a completely dysfunctional facility, which was treating nothing, to recycling 95% of water. Imagine a Leela Udaipur using our treated wastewater in their fountains for the last 2.5 years. That's how good the water is. And at the same time, bringing down operating costs between 25 to 30%. And that's why we have 95+% retention with our customers. We're growing consistently at a rate of 2.5 to 3x year on year. And we're now able to actually close our sales deals in just 2.5 to 3 months, locking down 5-year contracts in one go. Going forward, we're looking at a big picture. In the next 3 years, we aim to cross 120 crores in revenue just from wastewater, expand from there onwards, establish our first international market in the Middle East as well. And when we look ahead at a long-term horizon, we see a huge opportunity here, both in the Indian market as well as the international market. And lots of opportunities to extend beyond, looking at total water optimization for an industry, looking at byproduct utilization from wastewater. Our software can be used for a variety of other utilities and so on. We're here today because we're in the midst of our second fundraising round, and so would love to chat with anyone who's interested in talking about that. We're also, of course, always excited to talk to prospective customers or people who can connect us to industries and buildings. So yeah, I'll end here today. Thank you so much.
Quickly checking, are there any questions for Digital Pani here? Okay, I'll keep it very brief, Mansi. I had one. If somebody from the audience wants to pilot your product, or wants to adopt it as a solution, what is the easiest point of entry? How do they do that?
Yeah, I mean, so we work with buildings and industries primarily. So if there is any operating facility that they have, the number one place to look first is wastewater. So if they have an STP or an ETP, either it's having performance issues, so it's not achieving water quality or the required recovery, too many breakdowns are happening, or if they say scope for cost reduction, manpower, energy, chemicals, these are the two types of value propositions that we offer.
Okay, great. And you're at the Grain pop-up for them to check out and get more details?
I am not, but I am on the internet and I'm physically here.
And she's physically here, so do reach out in case you need to dig more information. Thank you so much.
Thank
Can we have a round of applause for Mansi and Digital Pani, please?